Veronica Williams grabbed her niece by the arm and shoved her toward the front door. Maya stumbled, barely catching herself on the wall. "Get out!" Veronica hissed. "You're 18 now. I'm done." "But Aunt Ronnie, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any money. I don't even have my birth certificate." "Not my problem anymore." Veronica's lip curled with disgust. 18 years I fed you. 18 years I put a roof over your head. And what did I get? Nothing. You're just like your mother. Useless. Please, Aunt Ronnie, just give me a few days to figure things out. I'll find a job. I'll pay you back. Veronica laughed. A cold, cruel sound that echoed through the empty apartment. Pay me back with what you have nothing. You are nothing. She grabbed a photograph from the hallway table and threw it at Maya's feet. That's your mother. That's all you're ever going to get from me. Now get out before I call the police and tell them you're trespassing. The door slammed shut. Maya stood on the porch shaking. She picked up the photograph with trembling hands. A beautiful woman smiled back at her, the mother she had never known. She had no money, no documents, no family. What Maya didn't know was that for 18 years, her grandfather had been sending $10,000 every single month for her care, over $2 million. Every penny had vanished into Veronica's pockets, and the woman who just threw her out onto the street had been living in luxury on stolen money the entire time. If this story moves you, subscribe to our channel and watch until the end. Comment below with the city you're watching from, so I can see how far this story travels. Now let me tell you what really happened. Part 1. The Discovery. The phone rang 6 times before Veronica answered. William Crawford gripped the receiver tighter. Something was wrong. She usually picked up on the second ring. Always eager, always ready with updates about Maya. Hello? Veronica's voice was breathless, rushed. Veronica, it's William. I'm calling about Maya. How is she doing with her college applications? A pause. Too long. Oh, William. Yes, Maya is fine. She's just very busy right now. You know how seniors are. So much pressure with applications and tests and everything. I'd like to speak with her. Another pause. She's not here right now. She's at the library, studying. You know how dedicated she is. She's always at the library when I call Veronica, or sleeping, or at a friend's house. I've been trying to reach her for 3 weeks. Well, she's 18 now. She has her own life. I can't control where she goes. William's jaw tightened. I've been sending you $10,000 every month for 18 years. I think I deserve to speak to my granddaughter. Veronica's voice changed. A slight edge crept in. Are you accusing me of something, William? I'm asking to speak to Maya. And I told you she's not here. I'll have her call you back. You said that last week, and the week before. William, I don't appreciate your tone. I have raised that girl like my own daughter for 18 years. I have sacrificed everything for her, and this is the thanks I get: accusations and suspicion. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to talk to my granddaughter. Fine, I'll tell her you called. Again. The line went dead. William stared at the phone in his hand. In 18 years, Veronica had never hung up on him. She had always been sweet, accommodating, grateful for his generosity. Something had changed. He picked up the phone again and dialed a different number. Mitchell Investigations. How can I help you? I need to speak with Derek Mitchell. Tell him it's William Crawford. 30 seconds later, Derek's voice came on the line. Mr. Crawford, it's been a while. What can I do for you? I need you to find someone for me, Derek. My granddaughter. Her name is Maya Crawford. She's 18 years old. She's supposed to be living in Oak Park with her guardian, Veronica Williams. Supposed to be. That's what I need you to find out. Something's not right. I can feel it. When do you need this? Yesterday. Understood. I'll be in touch. 2 weeks passed. William couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't focus on the business deals that had made him one of the richest men in Chicago. Every night he sat in his study, staring at the photograph of his daughter Denise. She smiled back at him, frozen forever at 28 years old. The same age she was when she died giving birth to Maya. He had failed Denise. He knew that now. Failed to be there when she needed him most. Failed to raise her daughter the way she would have wanted. But he had tried to make up for it. Hadn't he? $10,000 every month? Over $2 million in 18 years. Enough to give Maya the best education, the best opportunities, the best life possible. So why couldn't he shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong? His phone rang at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. "Mr. Crawford, it's Derek Mitchell. I need to see you. In person. Today." "Did you find her?" A pause. "I found her." And, "Mr. Crawford, this isn't something I can discuss over the phone. I'll be at your office in an hour." The line went dead. William's hand was shaking as he set down the phone. 1 hour later, Derek Mitchell walked into William's corner office on the 68th floor of Crawford Tower. He carried a manila folder under his arm. His face was grim. William had known Derek for 20 years, had hired him dozens of times for sensitive investigations. He had never seen Derek look like this. "Sit down," William said. Derek sat, but he didn't open the folder. "Before I show you this, I need you to understand something. In 27 years of doing this work, I've seen terrible things. Things that would keep most people up at night. But what I'm about to show you..." He stopped, took a breath. "I've never had to deliver news like this before, and I need you to prepare yourself." William's heart began to pound. "Just show me Derek. Whatever it is, I can handle it." Derek slid the folder across the desk. William opened it. The first photograph stopped his heart. A young woman stood in line at a soup kitchen. Her clothes were second-hand, faded and worn. Her hair was pulled back in a simple bun. She looked thin, tired, hungry. But her face, God, her face. William's hands began to tremble. "That's not possible," he whispered. "Keep looking," Derek said quietly. William turned to the next photograph. The same young woman sleeping on a narrow cot in a crowded room, a homeless shelter. She was curled up under a thin blanket, her face troubled even in sleep. The third photograph showed her washing dishes in an industrial sink. Soap suds covered her arms. She was saying something to another woman, almost smiling, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. William couldn't breathe. He was looking at his daughter. No, not his daughter. His daughter was dead, had been dead for 18 years. He was looking at his granddaughter. "This is Maya?" His voice cracked. "This is my granddaughter." "Yes, sir." "But she's supposed to be in Oak Park. She's supposed to be living with Veronica. She's supposed to be preparing for college." William's voice rose with each word. "She's supposed to have everything. I know what she was supposed to have, Mr. Crawford, but that's not what she got." William slammed his palm on the desk. "Then tell me what the hell happened. Where is she? Why is she in a homeless shelter?" Derek leaned forward. "Your granddaughter has been living at Harbor Light Shelter on the south side for the past 3 months. Before that, she was in a small apartment on West Madison. Not the one in Oak Park, a different one. Run down. Barely habitable." "What are you talking about? I've been sending money to the Oak Park address for 18 years?" "Yes, you have. And Veronica Williams has been depositing every penny into an account in Maya's name, just like you arranged." "Then where is the money?" Derek pulled out another document. Bank statements. Transaction records. Veronica was listed as the account manager. She had full access, and she used it. Every month she transferred your deposits into her personal accounts. Then she spent it. Spent it on what? A mansion in Oak Park, $2.3 million, 2 luxury vehicles, private school tuition for her biological children, $40,000 a year, each, vacations to the Caribbean every summer, designer clothes, jewelry, spa treatments. Derek's voice hardened. She spent every penny of your granddaughter's money on herself, Mr. Crawford. While Maya lived in a one-bedroom apartment wearing second-hand clothes and eating whatever scraps Veronica decided to give her. William felt the room spin. That's over $2 million. $2,160,000 to be exact. I traced every transaction. And Maya got nothing. Nothing. Veronica kept her isolated, homeschooled her so she couldn't make friends or talk to teachers who might ask questions. Never let her leave the apartment except to run errands. Treated her like a servant, not a daughter. William stood up so fast his chair crashed backward. I'll kill her. I swear to God I'll kill that woman with my bare hands. There's more. William froze. More? What more could there possibly be? Derek's jaw tightened. 3 months ago, Maya turned 18. The day after her birthday, Veronica showed up at the apartment, told Maya to pack her things and get out, said she was done pretending to care about her, said she had only kept her around for the money, and now that Maya was a legal adult, she was no longer useful. She threw her out with nothing. With nothing. No money, no documents, no birth certificate, no social security card, no ID. Veronica took everything, left Maya with the clothes on her back and one photograph of her mother. William grabbed the edge of his desk to steady himself. Where did she go? She slept in parks for the first 2 weeks, then public libraries during the day. She found Harbor Light Shelter about 3 months ago. She's been there ever since washing dishes in the kitchen to earn her meals. William closed his eyes. 18 years. 18 years he had been sending money. 18 years he had trusted Veronica. 18 years his granddaughter had been suffering, and he had done nothing. There's one more thing, Derek said. William opened his eyes. What? I spoke to some of the shelter staff. They told me that Maya believes her grandfather hates her, that he blamed her for her mother's death, that he wanted nothing to do with her and never sent a penny to help. That's insane. I've sent over $2 million. I know, but that's what Veronica told her. For 18 years, Veronica has been telling Maya that her grandfather despised her, that she was unwanted, that nobody loved her. William felt something break inside him. All those years, all those lies, all that poison Veronica had been dripping into Maya's ears. His granddaughter thought he hated her, his only grandchild, his daughter's baby, the only family he had left in the world, and she thought he wanted nothing to do with her. Take me to her, William said. Right now. Mr. Crawford, your doctor said... I don't care what my doctor said. My granddaughter is living in a homeless shelter thinking her grandfather abandoned her. Take me to her, now. They took the elevator down to the parking garage. William's Mercedes waited in its reserved spot. I'll drive, Derek said. William didn't argue. His hands were shaking too badly to hold a steering wheel. The drive to the south side took 45 minutes. William watched the city change outside his window. The gleaming towers of downtown gave way to modest neighborhoods, then to areas that spoke of poverty and struggle. He had driven through these streets before, on the expressway, insulated by glass and steel, never stopping, never really seeing. Now his granddaughter lived here. Harbor Light Shelter was a converted church with peeling paint and a faded sign. William's Mercedes looked obscenely out of place parked in front of it. He got out of the car and stood on the cracked pavement. For the first time in 40 years, William Crawford didn't know what to do. You ready? Derek asked. William took a breath. No, but let's go. Inside the shelter smelled like industrial cleaner and cooking food. Metal cots lined the walls. Women of all ages moved about quietly. Some held small children. Others sat alone staring at nothing. William had donated to places like this, written checks, attended charity galas, felt good about his generosity. He had never actually set foot in one. A woman approached them. She was in her 60s with steel gray hair and eyes that had seen too much. Can I help you, gentlemen? I'm looking for Maya Crawford, William said. I'm her grandfather. The woman's expression shifted. Recognition. then surprise, then something that looked almost like anger. "Her grandfather," she repeated. "I see. Is she here? I need to see her." "She's in the kitchen, working her shift." "Working." "Residents help out around the shelter. Maya works in the kitchen most evenings." The woman paused. "She's a good girl, hardest worker we have. Never complains, never asks for anything." William felt like he had been punched in the stomach. "Can I see her?" The woman studied him for a long moment. Whatever she saw in his face must have satisfied her. "Follow me." She led them through a narrow hallway toward the back of the building. The smell of cooking food grew stronger. "Wait here," she said. "I'll get her." She pushed through a swinging door. William could hear voices from inside. "Maya, honey, there's someone here to see you." "Who is it, Mrs. Hayes?" That voice. Young, cautious, so much like Denise. "Just come on out, sweetheart." The door swung open, and there she was. Maya was tall and slender, with warm brown skin and natural hair pulled back from her face. She wore jeans that were too short and a faded sweatshirt with a hole in one sleeve. Her hands were still damp from washing dishes. But her face was Denise. The same high cheekbones, the same graceful neck, the same intelligent eyes that seemed to look right through you. William felt tears streaming down his cheeks. He hadn't cried since Denise's funeral, hadn't allowed himself that release. But now, looking at this young woman who was everything he had left of his daughter, he couldn't hold it back. Maya looked at him with confusion, then at Derek, then at Mrs. Hayes. "I don't understand," she said. "What's going on? Who are you?" William tried to speak. The words caught in his throat. "Maya," he finally managed. "Do you know who I am?" She studied his face. The expensive suit, the silver watch, the tears. "No, sir." "Should I?" 5 words. 5 simple words that shattered what was left of William's heart. "My name is William Crawford. I'm your grandfather. Your mother Denise was my daughter." Maya went still. For a moment she didn't react at all, just stood there frozen like someone had pressed pause on her life. Then her expression changed. Confusion gave way to disbelief. Disbelief gave way to something that looked like hope. And then just as quickly the hope disappeared behind a wall of defensive anger. "That's not possible," she said, taking a step back. "Maya, it's true. No." Her voice was sharp now, hard. "My grandfather wanted nothing to do with me. He blamed me for my mother's death. He refused to see me. He never sent a single penny to help raise me." "That's not true. None of that is true. Aunt Ronnie told me everything. She said you couldn't even stand to look at me because I reminded you of her. She said you told her to take me away so you wouldn't have to think about what happened. She said the only reason she kept me was because she felt sorry for me." William felt rage building in his chest. Not at Maya, at Veronica, at the lies she had been telling for 18 years. "Maya, listen to me. I have sent money for your care every single month since you were born. $10,000. Every month. For 18 years. Maya stared at him. "What?" "Over $2 million. It was deposited into an account in your name. Veronica was supposed to use it for your education, your health care, your future." "That's insane. I've never had any money. I don't even have a bank account." William pulled the folder from under his arm, the same folder Derek had given him that morning. "This is the proof. Every transaction, every deposit, going back 18 years. He held out the documents. Maya didn't take them. "Look at them," William pleaded. "Please, just look." Slowly, hesitantly, Maya reached out and took the folder. She opened it. Her eyes scanned the first page, then the second, then the third. Her face went pale. "This says $2 million. $2,160,000. But I don't have any money. I've never had any money." Maya's voice was rising, cracking. I wore Aunt Ronnie's old clothes. I ate whatever she didn't want. She made me feel guilty for every meal I ate. She told me I was lucky she took me in when nobody else wanted me. She lied to you, Maya, about everything. No. Maya shook her head. No, this doesn't make sense. Aunt Ronnie isn't rich. She lives in a small apartment. She struggles to pay bills. She lives in a $2.3 million mansion in Oak Park, Derek interrupted. She drives a Mercedes SUV. Her children attend private school that costs $40,000 a year each. She takes vacations every summer. She bought all of it with money that was supposed to be yours. Maya's legs buckled. Mrs. Hayes caught her arm and guided her to a chair. The kitchen staff had stopped working, watching in silence. I don't understand, Maya whispered. I don't understand any of this. William knelt down in front of her. His knees protested, but he didn't care. He needed to be at her level, needed her to see his face. Maya, I never blamed you for your mother's death, not for 1 second. You were her miracle, the one good thing that came out of all that tragedy. Then why didn't you come see me? In 18 years, why didn't you visit even once? William felt the weight of his failure pressing down on him. Because I was a coward. Because I was drowning in grief. Because every time I thought about seeing you, I knew I would see Denise, and I wasn't strong enough to face that. So you just abandoned me. I thought I was doing the right thing. Veronica came to me after your mother's funeral. She offered to raise you. She said you would have a stable home with her children. She said visits would confuse you. She said you needed time to settle in. And you believed her. Yes, God help me, yes. I believed her because it was easier than facing my grief. I sent money and convinced myself I was doing my duty. I told myself that as long as you were taken care of financially, I was being a good grandfather. William's voice broke. I was wrong. I was so wrong. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to you. Maya was crying now, tears streaming down her face. For 18 years I thought you hated me. I thought I killed my mother by being born. I thought I was so worthless that my own grandfather couldn't stand the sight of me. None of that is true. None of it. You are precious to me, Maya. You're all I have left of Denise. You're the only family I have in this world. Then why didn't you fight for me? Maya's voice rose to a shout. Why didn't you demand to see me? Why didn't you show up at the door? Why did you let her keep me locked away for 18 years? Because I failed you. William bowed his head. I failed you in every way a grandfather can fail. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The kitchen was silent. No one moved. No one spoke. Maya looked at the documents in her hands, at the grandfather kneeling before her, at the 18 years of lies crumbling around her. She stole my life, Maya said quietly. She took everything that was supposed to be mine and used it for herself, and then she threw me away like garbage. Yes. And you let her. The words hit William like a physical blow, because they were true. Yes, I let her. I trusted her when I should have verified. I stayed away when I should have visited. I wrote checks when I should have shown up. I failed you, Maya, and nothing I do will ever make up for that. Maya was quiet for a long moment. Then she asked the question William had been dreading. What do you want from me? I want to give you the life you should have had. I want to be the grandfather I should have been from the start. I want to make sure you never have to wash dishes for your next meal again. And Aunt Ronnie? William's expression hardened. She's going to pay for what she did, every penny she stole, every lie she told, every day you suffered. I'm going to make sure she pays for all of it. How? I have the best lawyers in Chicago. I have evidence of 18 years of fraud. She's going to prison, Maya. And everything she bought with your money is going to be seized and returned to you. Maya looked at him with eyes that had seen too much pain for someone so young. Why should I trust you? Everyone who was supposed to take care of me has lied to me. My aunt, my grandmother, who I never knew. You. Why should I believe anything you say? William reached into his pocket and pulled out a photograph. It showed a young woman holding a newborn baby. The woman was beautiful, with warm brown skin and intelligent eyes. She was exhausted, but radiant with joy. "This is your mother," William said. "Denise. And that baby is you. This was taken about an hour after you were born." Maya took the photograph with trembling hands. She was so happy, William continued. She had been through so much, losing your father, nearly losing herself to grief. But when she held you, all of that faded away. You were her miracle. Maya traced her mother's face with one finger. "She died that night," William said quietly. "Complications. They couldn't save her. But before she went, she grabbed my hand, made me promise." His voice cracked. "Promise me, Daddy. Promise me you'll take care of my baby. Promise me she'll know how much I love her." William wiped his eyes. "I broke that promise, Maya. I let someone else take care of you, and I didn't check. I didn't verify. I didn't do my job. But I'm here now, and I'm asking for a chance to make it right." Maya clutched the photograph to her chest. "Aunt Ronnie gave me one picture of my mother. Just one. She threw it at me when she kicked me out. Said it was all I deserved. I have hundreds of pictures. Videos, too. Letters your mother wrote. Her things from when she was a little girl. All of it belongs to you now." "I don't have anything." Maya's voice was small. "No birth certificate, no ID, no social security card. She kept everything. I can't get a job. I can't go to school. I can't prove who I am. I can fix that. I can fix all of it. But first I need you to come with me." Maya looked around the shelter, at the cots, at the other women watching, at Mrs. Hayes, who nodded encouragingly. "This place has been my home for 3 months, Maya said. These people took me in when I had nothing, when I was nobody. And I'm grateful to them for that," William said. "More grateful than I can express. But you have family now, Maya. Real family. Please, let me take you home." Maya hesitated. Then she looked at Mrs. Hayes. "What do you think?" Mrs. Hayes put a gentle hand on Maya's shoulder. "I think you've been waiting for someone to come for you your whole life, sweetheart. And now someone has. Don't let fear stop you from taking that chance." Maya took a deep breath. "Okay," she said finally. "I'll come with you." William felt relief wash over him. "But I want to know everything," Maya continued. "About my mother. About my father. About why you stayed away. All of it. No more lies." "No more lies," William promised. "From this moment forward, only truth." Maya stood up slowly. "I need to get my things. It won't take long." She walked away with Mrs. Hayes. William watched her go. Derek came to stand beside him. "That went better than I expected." William shook his head. "She has every right to hate me. Every right to slam the door in my face. The fact that she's willing to give me a chance." He couldn't finish. "What are you going to do about Veronica?" William's grief receded, replaced by cold fury. "Destroy her. I was hoping you'd say that." 10 minutes later, Maya returned. She carried a backpack that was almost empty. Everything she owned in the world fit in one small bag. William noticed a worn book poking out of the top. A GED preparation guide. "You've been studying," he said. Maya's chin lifted slightly. A hint of pride. "I want to go to college. I want to be a nurse like my mom. Aunt Ronnie never let me go to real school, but I taught myself. Mrs. Hayes lets me use the library during the day." William felt admiration surge through him. Despite everything she had been through, Maya hadn't given up. She was still fighting for her future. "You'll go to college," he promised. "The best school you can get into." They walked out of the shelter together. William's Mercedes waited at the curb. Maya stopped when she saw it. "That's your car." "Yes." She shook her head slowly. 3 months ago, I was sleeping in the park because I had nowhere to go. and my grandfather was driving around in a car that costs more than most people make in 5 years. Maya. I'm not angry. Not at you. Not exactly. She paused. I'm just trying to understand how everything went so wrong. So am I. And when I find out, there will be consequences. They got in the car. Derek drove. William sat next to Maya in the back. As they pulled away from the shelter, Maya turned to look out the rear window. Mrs. Hayes stood on the steps waving goodbye. She saved my life, Maya said softly. When I had nothing, she gave me a place to sleep and food to eat, and never asked for anything in return. She sounds like a remarkable woman. She told me once that what's lost will eventually be found. I didn't believe her. Maya turned back around. I thought I would be lost forever. William reached over and took his granddaughter's hand. You're found now, and I'm never letting you go again. They drove in silence through the changing neighborhoods. South Side gave way to downtown. Poverty gave way to wealth. Maya watched it all with wide eyes. Is this real? She asked quietly. This morning I was washing dishes for my next meal. Now I'm riding in a Mercedes with my grandfather, who I thought hated me. It's real, all of it. What happens now? Now we go home, you get some rest, and tomorrow we start making things right. And Aunt Ronnie? Tomorrow I'm calling my lawyers. She's going to face charges for fraud, embezzlement, and child neglect. She's going to lose everything she stole from you, and she's going to prison. Maya was quiet for a moment. Good, she said finally. I want her to know what it feels like to lose everything. William's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen. A text message from an unknown number. He opened it. His blood ran cold. The message was from Veronica. I know you found her. Don't think this is over. I have insurance. Things you don't want anyone to know. Back off, or I'll destroy both of you. William stared at the message. Veronica knew. She knew he had found Maya. She knew he was coming for her, and she was threatening to fight back. What is it? Maya asked, noticing the change in his expression. William put the phone away. Nothing, just business. But his mind was racing. What did Veronica mean by insurance? What secrets did she think she had that could destroy him? And how far was she willing to go to protect herself? He looked at Maya, who was staring out the window at the city lights. His granddaughter. His only family. The girl he had already failed for 18 years. He had promised her the truth. Promised her no more lies. But some truths were too dangerous to share. At least not yet. The Mercedes pulled into the underground garage of Crawford Tower. They took the private elevator up to the penthouse. Maya stepped out and stopped dead. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Lake Michigan glittering in the darkness. Furniture that cost more than most people's houses. This is where you live. This is where we live. Now. Elena appeared from the hallway. Her eyes went wide when she saw Maya. Dios mío, she whispered. She looks just like Miss Denise. Elena, this is Maya, my granddaughter. Elena came forward, tears in her eyes. I knew your mother, she told Maya. I worked for her when she was young. She was the sweetest girl, so kind and full of life. Maya's lower lip trembled. Everyone keeps telling me about her, but I never got to know her. Then we'll tell you everything, Elena said firmly. Every story, every memory. You deserve to know who she was. She took Maya's hand. Come, let me show you to your room. I'll run you a bath, find you some proper clothes. You must be exhausted. Maya looked back at William. Go on, he said. Rest. We'll talk more in the morning. Maya nodded slowly. Then she followed Elena down the hallway. William waited until she was gone. Then he pulled out his phone and read Veronica's message again. I have insurance. Things you don't want anyone to know. What did she know? What secrets had she uncovered in 18 years of handling his money, and what was she planning to do with them? William walked to the window and looked out at the city. He had thought finding Maya would be the hard part, that once he brought her home, everything would fall into place. He was wrong. The real battle was just beginning. Veronica wasn't going to give up without a fight. She had too much to lose: the mansion, the cars, the lifestyle she had built on stolen money. She would do whatever it took to protect herself, and William would do whatever it took to stop her. He picked up his phone and dialed his attorney. "Robert, it's William. We need to talk. Tonight." "What's going on?" "Veronica Williams knows I found Maya. She just sent me a threatening message, said she has insurance, something she thinks she can use against me." A pause. "Do you know what she's talking about?" "No, but I intend to find out. I want you to dig into everything, Robert. Every transaction, every communication, every secret she might have uncovered." "William, if she has something on you, then we deal with it. But I'm not backing down. Not this time. Not when my granddaughter's future is at stake." "Understood. I'll start tonight." William hung up. He stood at the window for a long time, watching the city lights flicker below. Somewhere out there, Veronica Williams was planning her next move. She thought she could threaten him, thought she could scare him into backing off. She was wrong. William Crawford hadn't built a $3 billion empire by running from fights. He had built it by winning them. And this was one fight he intended to win, no matter what it cost. Down the hallway, Maya sat in her new room staring at the photograph of her mother. For 18 years, she had believed she was alone, unloved, unwanted. Now everything she thought she knew was a lie. Her grandfather didn't hate her. He had been sending money all along. The woman who raised her had stolen everything. And tomorrow, everything was going to change. Maya didn't know if she could trust William. Didn't know if his promises were real or just another set of lies. But for the first time in 18 years, she had something she had never had before: hope. She clutched the photograph to her chest and closed her eyes. In the living room, William's phone buzzed again. Another message from Veronica. "I warned you. Remember, you brought this on yourself." William deleted the message. Then he made another call. "Derek, I need you back on the case. Veronica just threatened me. I want to know everything about her. Every secret, every weakness, every skeleton in her closet." "You got it, boss." "And Derek, work fast. I have a feeling we're running out of time." He hung up and looked out at the city one last time. The shelter had gone silent when he asked about the missing $2 million. But the silence was over now. Now came the war. The next morning came too fast. Maya woke up disoriented, her heart pounding. For a moment, she didn't know where she was. The bed was too soft. The room was too quiet. The sheets smelled like lavender instead of industrial detergent. Then she remembered. She sat up slowly, looking around at the guest room that was bigger than the entire apartment she had shared with Veronica. Sunlight streamed through windows that stretched from floor to ceiling. It wasn't a dream. Her grandfather was real. The money was real. The betrayal was real. A soft knock at the door made her jump. "Maya, are you awake, sweetheart?" Elena's voice, gentle, careful. "Yes, I'm up." The door opened. Elena stood there with a tray of food. Eggs, toast, fresh fruit, orange juice. "I thought you might be hungry. You barely ate anything last night." Maya's stomach growled. She couldn't remember the last time she had eaten a real breakfast. At the shelter, breakfast was usually stale cereal or day-old bread. "Thank you," she whispered. Elena set the tray on the bedside table. Then she sat on the edge of the bed. "Your grandfather is already awake. He's been on the phone since 6 o'clock. Lawyers, investigators. He's not wasting any time." "What's going to happen?" "Justice," Elena said firmly. "That's what's going to happen. That woman is going to pay for what she did to you." Maya picked at the toast. Her appetite had disappeared. "I keep thinking I'm going to wake up back at the shelter, that this is all some kind of trick." Elena took her hand. I've worked for your grandfather for 25 years. He's not perfect. He made terrible mistakes by staying away from you. But he loves you, Maya. He's loved you since the day you were born. And now that he's found you, he's going to move heaven and earth to make things right. How do you know? Because I saw him when your mother died. I saw him fall apart. I saw him bury himself in work because the grief was too much to bear. And I saw him send those checks every single month, never missing one, because it was the only way he knew how to take care of you. Elena squeezed her hand. He failed you. He knows that. But he's trying to make it right. Give him a chance. Maya nodded slowly. Okay, I'll try. 30 minutes later, Maya walked into William's study. He was on the phone, his voice sharp and commanding. I don't care what it takes, Robert. I want those charges filed by the end of the week. Fraud, embezzlement, identity theft, child endangerment. Everything we can make stick. He paused, listening. She threatened me last night. Said she has insurance. Something she thinks she can use against me. I want to know what it is before she has a chance to use it. Another pause. Good. Keep me updated. He hung up and turned to face Maya. Good morning. Did you sleep? A little. How are you feeling? Maya considered the question. Confused, angry, scared. She paused. Hopeful. I don't know which feeling is winning. William nodded. That's understandable. Your whole world just turned upside down. What happens now? Now we build our case. My attorney is preparing criminal charges against Veronica. My investigator is digging into her finances, her communications, everything. We're going to document every penny she stole and every lie she told. And then she goes to prison, and you get your life back. Maya was quiet for a moment. She sent you a threatening message last night. I heard you talking about it. William's expression flickered. You heard that? I couldn't sleep. I was going to get some water. I heard you on the phone. William sighed. Yes, she sent me a message. She knows I found you. She's trying to scare me into backing off. What did she say? She claims she has insurance. Something she thinks she can use against me. What kind of insurance? I don't know, but I intend to find out. Maya's eyes narrowed. You're not telling me everything. William looked at her for a long moment. Then he sat down heavily in his chair. You're right. I'm not. You promised me no more lies. I know, and I meant it. He rubbed his face with both hands. Maya, there are things about our family that I've never told anyone. Things that happened before you were born. Things that Veronica might have discovered while she was handling your money. What kind of things? William was quiet for a long moment. Your mother wasn't my only child. Maya felt the floor shift beneath her feet. What? Your mother had a brother, your uncle. His name was David. He was 3 years older than Denise. I have an uncle. Why didn't anyone tell me? Because he's dead. William's voice was hollow. He died when he was 22 years old. Drug overdose. I found him in his apartment. Maya sat down slowly. I never knew. No one knows. I buried the story, paid to keep it out of the papers. Your mother was devastated. She was only 19 at the time. She never really got over it. What does this have to do with Veronica? David had debts, large debts, to dangerous people. When he died, I had to pay them off to protect the family. I did things I'm not proud of. Made deals with people I should have stayed away from. There are records, documents. If Veronica found them, she could use them against you. Yes, she could destroy my reputation, possibly even expose me to criminal liability. Maya felt anger rising in her chest. So that's why you're hesitating. You're worried about protecting yourself. No. William's voice was firm. I'm worried about protecting you. If this comes out, it won't just hurt me. It will hurt you too. You'll be dragged into the scandal. The media will tear our family apart. I don't care about scandals. I care about justice. I know, and you'll get justice. But I need to handle this carefully. I need to find out what Veronica knows before she has a chance to use it. Maya stood up. You promised me no more lies, but you're still keeping secrets. I'm trying to protect you. I don't need protection. I need the truth. She walked toward the door. Maya, wait. She stopped but didn't turn around. I'm sorry. You're right. I should have told you everything from the start. Maya turned to face him. Then tell me now, all of it. Everything about David. Everything about the debts. Everything you're afraid Veronica might know. William nodded slowly. Sit down. This is going to take a while. For the next hour, William told Maya everything. About David's addiction. About the downward spiral that consumed him. About the night William found his son's body in a filthy apartment surrounded by needles and empty bottles. About the loan sharks David had borrowed from. The threats they made against the family. The deals William had to make to protect Denise and her mother. About the payments. The cover-ups. The secrets that had been buried for over 20 years. When he finished, Maya sat in silence. Does anyone else know about this? My attorney, my accountant, a few people who helped me handle the situation at the time. Most of them are dead now. And Veronica. She's had access to my financial records for 18 years. She was managing the account I set up for you. It's possible she found something, documentation of the payments, records of the transactions. But you don't know for sure. No, I don't know what she has. That's what makes her dangerous. Maya's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen and froze. What is it? William asked. It's from Aunt Ronnie. William stood up quickly. What does it say? Maya read the message aloud. I know you're with him now. You think you've won. You haven't. Tell your grandfather I'm done playing nice. He has 48 hours to drop this or I release everything. The files, the records, the truth about what he did after David died. Let's see how the world feels about their beloved billionaire then. William's face went pale. She knows. She knows everything. What do? We don't back down. William's voice hardened. She's bluffing, trying to scare us. If she had something truly damaging, she would have used it already. Are you sure about that? No. But I'm not going to let her blackmail me. I've spent 18 years being manipulated by that woman. It ends now. His phone rang. Derek's name flashed on the screen. Derek? What do you have? William listened, his expression growing darker with each passing second. You're sure? Absolutely sure? More listening. How long ago? His jaw tightened. Find out everything you can. I want names, dates, amounts, everything. He hung up. What is it? Maya asked. Derek found something. Something I didn't expect. What? Veronica has been making payments to someone for the past 5 years. Large payments. Tens of thousands of dollars. Payments to who? A man named Vincent Caruso. Maya didn't recognize the name. Who is he? He was one of the people I dealt with after David died. A fixer. Someone who makes problems disappear. I haven't spoken to him in 20 years. I thought he was dead. But he's not. Apparently not. And apparently Veronica has been paying him. For what I don't know. But I intend to find out. 2 hours later, they had their answer. Derek arrived at the penthouse with a thick folder of documents. Veronica hired Caruso 5 years ago, he said. Right around the time her own children started private school. She needed more money. Your monthly payments weren't enough anymore. So she hired a fixer, for what? To dig up dirt on you, Mr. Crawford. She wanted leverage, insurance in case you ever decided to check on Maya. And Caruso delivered. He delivered everything, records of the payments you made after David's death, documentation of the deals you made with the loan sharks, even photographs from that night. Photographs of David's apartment, of the people you met with afterwards, of the money changing hands. William felt sick. How did she afford to pay Caruso? His services don't come cheap. She used Maya's money, diverted about $60,000 over 5 years, paid him in cash so there wouldn't be a trace. Maya spoke up. She stole my money to buy blackmail material against my grandfather. Yes, she's been planning this for years, building her insurance policy piece by piece. William sat down heavily. So she has everything. Every mistake I ever made, every secret I ever buried. It gets worse, Derek said. How could it possibly get worse? Caruso didn't just sell to Veronica. He sold copies to others too, a reporter at the Tribune, a blogger who covers financial crimes, a lawyer who specializes in taking down wealthy families. He's trying to start a bidding war. No, he's already started it. The reporter called my source this morning, said he's sitting on a story that will blow Chicago society wide open, said he's giving you 24 hours to comment before he goes to print. William closed his eyes. Everything he had built, everything he had worked for, about to come crashing down because of mistakes he made 20 years ago. What do you want to do? Derek asked. William opened his eyes. Fight. We fight. I'm not going to let Veronica Williams destroy my family. Not again. The reporter has the documents. He's going to publish. Then we get ahead of him. We tell our own story before he has a chance to twist it. Maya stood up. Grandfather, wait. Think about this. There's nothing to think about. If I stay silent, the story gets told without me. If I speak up, at least I control the narrative. But what about the criminal charges against Aunt Ronnie? If you go public with your own scandals, won't that complicate things? It might. But I don't have a choice anymore. Veronica made sure of that. William turned to Derek. I need you to do something for me. Name it. Find Vincent Caruso before the end of the day. And when I find him, bring him to me. I want to know exactly what he sold and to whom. I want to know every copy that exists and where it is. And I want to know how much it will cost to make this problem disappear. Derek nodded. I'll find him. He left. William turned to Maya. I'm sorry. I know this isn't what you expected when you came here. Nothing about the last 24 hours is what I expected. I understand if you want to leave. If you want to walk away from all of this. From the scandal. From the mess. From me. Maya looked at him for a long moment. For 18 years I had nothing. No family. No support. No one who cared whether I lived or died. I slept in parks. I washed dishes for my meals. I thought I was completely alone in the world. She stepped closer. Then you found me. You told me the truth about Aunt Ronnie. You brought me into your home. You're fighting for me. I'm trying to. That's more than anyone has ever done for me. I'm not going to walk away now. Whatever happens, we face it together. William felt tears welling up. You sound just like your mother. Good. Because from what you've told me, she was a fighter too. William hugged his granddaughter. For the first time in 18 years, he felt like he had a family again. But the moment was short-lived. His phone rang. Mr. Crawford, this is James Morrison from the Chicago Tribune. I'm calling about a story I'm working on. About your son David. About payments you made to certain individuals after his death. I was wondering if you'd like to comment before we go to print. William's blood ran cold. How did you get this number? I have my sources. Now do you want to comment or not? I'm being generous here. Most journalists wouldn't give you the courtesy of a phone call. I have nothing to say to you. That's your choice. But I should tell you I have documents, photographs, bank records, everything I need to prove that William Crawford, the beloved philanthropist, was involved with some very unsavory people. The story runs tomorrow morning, with or without your input. If you print lies about my family, I will sue you into oblivion. They're not lies, Mr. Crawford, and we both know it. Have a nice day." The line went dead. William threw his phone across the room. "Damn it!" "What did he say?" Maya asked. "The story runs tomorrow. He has everything. Documents, photographs, bank records. Veronica gave him everything. Can you stop him?" "Not legally. Freedom of the press. He can print whatever he wants as long as it's true." "So what do we do?" William paced the room, his mind racing. "We need to find Caruso. He's the key to all of this. If we can get to him before the story breaks, maybe we can figure out how to spin this." His phone buzzed. A text from Derek. "Found him. He's at a bar on the west side. The Rusty Nail. He's not going anywhere. Want me to bring him in?" William typed back quickly. "No, I'm coming to him. Stay on him until I get there." "What are you doing?" Maya asked. "Something I should have done 20 years ago. I'm going to face my past." "I'm coming with you." "Maya, this isn't—" "I'm coming with you. I'm part of this family now. Whatever happens, we face it together. Remember." William looked at his granddaughter, at the determination in her eyes, at the strength that reminded him so much of Denise. "Okay, let's go." The Rusty Nail was exactly the kind of place William Crawford would never be caught dead in. A dive bar on the wrong side of the city filled with the wrong kind of people. Derek met them at the door. "He's in the back booth. Been nursing the same whiskey for 2 hours. He knows someone's watching him." "Is he armed?" "Probably. He always was." "Stay with Maya. I'm going in alone." "Grandfather, this is something I need to do myself. Trust me." Maya nodded reluctantly. William walked into the bar. The smell of stale beer and cigarette smoke hit him immediately. A few patrons looked up curious about the old man in the expensive suit. Vincent Caruso sat in the back booth just like Derek said. He was older now, gray-haired and weathered, but his eyes were the same. Sharp, calculating, dangerous. "William Crawford." Caruso smiled, showing yellowed teeth. "It's been a long time." 20 years. 22. But who's counting? He gestured to the seat across from him. "Sit. Let's talk like civilized men." William sat. "You know why I'm here." "Of course I do. You want to know what I sold and to whom. You want to know how to make this all go away." "Can it go away?" Caruso laughed. "Anything can go away. For the right price." "Name it." Caruso leaned forward. $5 million. Wired to an offshore account. In exchange, I give you everything. Every document, every photograph, every copy I ever made. And I disappear. Forever. "How do I know you won't make more copies?" "You don't. But you don't have many options, do you? The Tribune story runs tomorrow. Other buyers are circling. Your reputation is about to be destroyed. $5 million is cheap compared to what you'll lose if this goes public." William's jaw tightened. "And Veronica Williams? What about her? She's been paying you for 5 years. Did you give her everything too?" Caruso's smile faded slightly. "She paid for information. I provided it. Business transaction. She used that information to blackmail me, to threaten my granddaughter. Not my problem. I'm just a businessman. You're a parasite. You fed on my family's tragedy for 20 years. Caruso shrugged. "Everyone needs to make a living. So do we have a deal? 5 million for everything." William was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled. "No." Caruso's eyes narrowed. "No. No deal. I'm not paying you a penny. Then your reputation is destroyed. Your family name is dragged through the mud. Everything you built comes crashing down." "Maybe. But I'm done running from my past. I'm done being blackmailed. I'm done letting people like you and Veronica hold power over me." William stood up. 20 years ago, I made mistakes. I did things I'm not proud of to protect my family. But I won't make the same mistake twice. I won't buy my way out of this. I'll face whatever comes." "You're making a mistake, Crawford." No, the mistake would be giving you power over me. The mistake would be teaching my granddaughter that you can buy your way out of accountability. He turned to leave. Crawford. William stopped, but didn't turn around. The Tribune story runs tomorrow. Your life as you know it is over. Then so be it. William walked out of the bar. Maya and Derek were waiting outside. What happened? Maya asked. I said no. No to what? To paying him off. To running from my past. To being blackmailed. Derek looked stunned. Mr. Crawford, the story runs tomorrow. If you don't stop it. I know. And I'm done trying to stop it. I'm going to face whatever comes. I'm going to tell the truth. About David. About the debts. About everything. Maya grabbed his arm. Are you sure? I'm sure. For 18 years I let fear control me. I stayed away from you because I was afraid of facing my grief. I let Veronica steal your money because I was afraid to ask questions. I buried my past because I was afraid of what people would think. He looked at his granddaughter. But I'm not afraid anymore. The truth is coming out. And when it does, I'm going to face it head on, with you by my side. Maya squeezed his hand. Together. Together. They drove back to the penthouse in silence. When they arrived, Elena met them at the door. Her face was pale. Mr. Crawford, there's someone here to see you. Who? Elena stepped aside. Veronica Williams stood in the middle of the living room. Maya's blood turned to ice. Veronica stood there like she owned the place, her arms crossed, her chin lifted with that same arrogant expression Maya had seen 1,000 times. She wore designer clothes and expensive jewelry, all bought with stolen money. Hello, Maya. Veronica's voice was smooth, controlled. You look well, better than you did washing dishes in that shelter. Maya couldn't speak. Her throat had closed up. Every muscle in her body tensed. William stepped forward, positioning himself between Veronica and Maya. How did you get in here? Your doorman recognized me. I've been on your approved visitor list for 18 years, William. You never bothered to remove me. Get out of my home. Not until we talk. Veronica walked toward the window completely at ease. You've been busy, hiring investigators, calling lawyers, threatening to destroy me. She turned to face him. Did you really think I would just sit back and let you ruin my life? You ruined your own life the moment you stole from my granddaughter. Veronica laughed, a cold, brittle sound. Stole. Is that what you're calling it? I took care of that girl for 18 years. I fed her. I clothed her. I kept a roof over her head. Do you have any idea how much that costs? $2 million apparently wasn't enough. $2 million over 18 years is barely $100,000 a year. Do you know what private schools cost? What college costs? What it takes to raise a child in this city? You didn't spend that money on Maya. You spent it on yourself. I spent it on my family. My children deserved opportunities too. Why should Maya get everything while my kids got nothing? Maya found her voice. I got nothing, Aunt Ronnie. Nothing. I wore your old clothes. I ate your leftovers. I slept in a room smaller than your closet. And when I turned 18, you threw me out like garbage. Veronica's eyes flickered toward Maya. Something dark moved behind them. You were never grateful. That was your problem. I gave you a home and all you did was take. You gave me lies. You told me my grandfather hated me. You told me I killed my mother. You made me believe I was worthless. Because you were worthless, just like your mother. William's hand shot out and grabbed Veronica's arm. Don't you dare speak about my daughter. Let go of me. You took everything from Maya. Her money, her childhood, her sense of self-worth. And now you come into my home and insult Denise. The truth isn't an insult, William. Denise was weak. She couldn't handle losing Marcus. She fell apart. And then she died, giving birth to a baby she wasn't strong enough to raise. William's grip tightened. I said don't speak about her. or what you'll hit me. Go ahead. Give me another lawsuit to file. Maya stepped forward. Why are you here, Aunt Ronnie? What do you want? Veronica pulled her arm free from William's grip. I want what's fair. I want recognition for the 18 years I sacrificed raising you. I want the charges dropped. And I want $5 million in compensation for the trauma you're putting me through. William stared at her in disbelief. You want me to pay you, after everything you've done? I want what I deserve. I kept your granddaughter alive for 18 years. I could have dropped her at an orphanage. I could have walked away, but I didn't. I stayed. I sacrificed my own dreams to raise your daughter's baby. You sacrificed nothing. You lived in luxury while Maya suffered. I lived appropriately for someone of my status. Just because I didn't keep Maya in the same style doesn't mean I mistreated her. Maya felt rage building in her chest. You kept me locked in an apartment. You never let me go to school. You never let me have friends. You made me feel guilty for existing. I gave you structure, discipline, something your mother never would have provided. You gave me nothing but pain. Veronica's mask slipped for just a moment. Behind the arrogance, Maya saw something else. Fear. I'm offering you a deal, William. Drop the charges, pay me the $5 million, and I'll make sure the Tribune story never runs. The Tribune story is going to run no matter what. I already spoke to Caruso. Veronica's face went pale. You spoke to Vincent. An hour ago. He told me everything. How you hired him to dig up dirt on me. How you paid him with Maya's money. How you've been planning this blackmail for 5 years. Veronica recovered quickly. So you know I have leverage. Good. That makes negotiations simpler. There are no negotiations. I'm not paying you anything. I'm not dropping the charges. And I'm not afraid of whatever story the Tribune wants to print. You should be afraid. When that story comes out, your reputation is destroyed. Your business partners will abandon you. Your charity boards will ask for your resignation. Everything you've built will crumble. Maybe, but at least I'll be able to look at myself in the mirror. Can you say the same? Veronica's composure cracked. You self-righteous old man. You think you're better than me. You abandoned that girl just as much as I did. You sent checks and convinced yourself that was enough. You never visited, never called her directly, never once demanded to see her. You're right. I failed her, but I'm trying to make it right. It's too late for that. The damage is done. Maya will never trust you. She'll never love you. She'll always wonder if you're just trying to ease your guilty conscience. Maya stepped between them. Don't speak for me, Aunt Ronnie. You lost that right when you threw me out. Veronica turned her cold gaze on Maya. You think he's your savior? He's not. He's a broken old man trying to buy forgiveness. The second you become inconvenient, he'll abandon you just like he did before. That's not true. It is true. Ask him. Ask him why he really stayed away for 18 years. It wasn't just grief. There's more to the story. Maya looked at William. What is she talking about? William's face had gone gray. Don't listen to her. She's trying to manipulate you. Tell her, William. Veronica's voice was triumphant. Tell her the real reason you never came to see her. Tell her about the promise you broke. Shut up, Veronica. He made a promise to your mother Maya, on her deathbed. She begged him to raise you himself, not to give you away, not to send you to strangers. She wanted him to be your father since Marcus was gone. Maya felt the ground shifting beneath her feet. Is that true? William couldn't meet her eyes. Denise was dying. She wasn't thinking clearly. She was thinking perfectly clearly. She knew you. She knew that if she didn't make you promise, you would find a way to avoid the responsibility. So she made you swear, on her deathbed, with her last breath. Stop it. And what did you do? You broke that promise within a week. You handed Maya to me and walked away. You couldn't even wait until Denise was cold in the ground. William's hands were shaking. I was grieving. I couldn't function. I wasn't capable of taking care of a baby. You weren't willing. There's a difference. Maya felt tears streaming down her face. You promised my mother you would raise me, and you gave me away anyway. Maya, please, let me explain. What's there to explain? She was dying. She asked you for one thing, and you couldn't do it. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought you would be better off with a family with other children with a mother figure. You thought you would be better off, without me, without the reminder of what you lost. William reached for her. That's not true. I loved you. I've always loved you. You loved the idea of me, the checks you sent, the obligation you fulfilled, but you didn't love me enough to actually be there. Veronica watched the exchange with barely concealed satisfaction. Now you see the truth, Maya. He's no better than me. We both used you. We both failed you. The only difference is, I'm honest about it. You're not honest about anything. You're a liar and a thief. And he's a coward and a promise breaker. We're all flawed, sweetheart. Welcome to the family. The room fell silent. Maya stood between her grandfather and the woman who had raised her. Both had failed her. Both had lied to her. Both had put their own needs above hers. Get out, Maya said quietly. Veronica raised an eyebrow. Excuse me. I said get out, both of you. I need to think. Maya, William started. I need to be alone. Please. William nodded slowly. I'll be in my study, when you're ready to talk. He walked away without looking at Veronica. Veronica lingered. You know I'm right, Maya. He's not your savior. He's just another person who will let you down. Maybe. But at least he's trying. That's more than you ever did. I tried for 18 years. No. You pretended for 18 years. There's a difference. Veronica's face hardened. You'll regret this, both of you. When that Tribune story comes out, when the world sees what William Crawford really is, you'll wish you had taken my deal. Leave. Now. Before I call security. Veronica gathered her purse. This isn't over, Maya. Not by a long shot. She walked out without looking back. Elena appeared from the hallway. Are you okay, sweetheart? Maya shook her head. No, I'm not okay. I don't think I've been okay in a long time. 3 hours later. Maya sat alone in her room, staring at the photograph of her mother. Everything she thought she knew was a lie. Her grandfather hadn't just failed to visit. He had broken a deathbed promise. Her aunt hadn't just stolen money. She had systematically destroyed Maya's sense of self-worth. And Maya was caught in the middle of it all. A soft knock at the door. Maya, it's Elena. Can I come in? Yes. Elena entered carrying 2 cups of tea. I thought you could use someone to talk to. I don't know what to say. Elena sat down beside her. Then let me talk. I've known your grandfather for 25 years. I was there when David died. I was there when Denise died. I've seen him at his worst and his best. Was Veronica telling the truth about the promise? Elena was quiet for a moment. Yes, Denise did ask him to raise you, and he did give you to Veronica instead. Maya felt her heart crack. So he's just as bad as she is. No, sweetheart, he's not. Elena took her hand. What Veronica didn't tell you is what happened in the weeks after Denise died. What happened? Your grandfather tried. He brought you home from the hospital. He hired nurses. He bought everything a baby could need. He tried to be the father your mother wanted him to be. But he was broken, completely broken. He couldn't hold you without crying. He couldn't look at you without seeing Denise. He stopped eating, stopped sleeping. His doctor was worried he would have a heart attack. Maya listened in silence. Then Veronica came. She seemed like an answer to prayer. She was Marcus's sister. She had experience with children. She promised to love you like her own, and your grandfather. He made a terrible decision, but he made it because he truly believed it was best for you. He should have tried harder. Yes, he should have. But grief does terrible things to people, Maya. It makes us weak when we should be strong. It makes us run when we should stay. That doesn't excuse what he did. No, it doesn't. But maybe it explains it. Elena squeezed her hand. He's not perfect. He never will be. But I've watched him for the past 2 days. The way he looks at you. The way he talks about you. He loves you, Maya. More than he's loved anything since Denise died. Then why didn't he come for me sooner? Because he was afraid. Afraid of what he would find. Afraid of what you would think of him. Afraid of facing 18 years of failure. And now he's not afraid anymore. He's ready to fight for you, even if it means losing everything. Maya wiped her eyes. The Tribune story. It's going to destroy him, isn't it? It might, but he's chosen to face it rather than pay off Veronica. That tells you something about the man he's trying to be. It doesn't fix the past. No, nothing can fix the past. But maybe you can build a future together, if you're willing to try. Maya sat with that thought for a long moment. Where is he now? In his study. He's been on the phone with his lawyers for hours, trying to prepare for what's coming. Maya stood up. I need to talk to him. She found William sitting at his desk, head in his hands. He looked older than he had 2 days ago. Smaller. Defeated. Grandfather. He looked up. His eyes were red-rimmed. Maya, I didn't expect you to come. We need to talk. Yes, we do. He gestured to the chair across from him. Please. Maya sat. Veronica was telling the truth. About the promise. Yes. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was ashamed. Because I've spent 18 years trying to forget that moment. Because I didn't want you to know how badly I failed. I deserve to know. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. Maya leaned forward. I'm angry at you. I'm hurt. I feel betrayed all over again. William nodded. I understand. I deserve all of that. But, he looked up. But Elena told me what happened after my mother died. How you tried. How you broke down. How you made a terrible decision because you were drowning in grief. That doesn't excuse it. No, it doesn't. But it helps me understand. Maya paused. I've spent my whole life believing I was worthless. That my grandfather hated me. That I killed my mother. Veronica put those lies in my head and I believed them because I had nothing else to hold on to. I'm so sorry, Maya. I know, and I believe you, but I need something from you. Anything. I need you to stop running from the past. I need you to face whatever comes from that Tribune story, and I need you to let me face it with you. William stared at her. You want to stand with me, even after everything I've done. You're not the only one who made mistakes. I spent 3 months in that shelter feeling sorry for myself when I could have tried to find you. I believed Veronica's lies without questioning them. I gave up on having a family. That wasn't your fault. Maybe not. But I'm done being a victim. I'm done letting other people control my story. Maya stood up. The Tribune story is going to run tomorrow. People are going to learn about David, about the payments, about all the secrets you've been hiding. Yes. Then let's get ahead of it. Let's tell our own story. Together. William looked at his granddaughter with something like wonder. You want to go public about all of this? I want to tell the truth. About what Veronica did to me. About what you did to try to make it right. About how we found each other after 18 years. It won't be easy. The press will dig into everything. They'll twist our words. They'll make us look bad. Let them try. I've survived worse. William stood up and walked around the desk. Your mother would be so proud of you. I hope so. I never got to know her, but I want to live in a way that honors who she was. You already do. He hugged her. She let him. So what's our plan? Maya asked. First we call Robert. Get him over here tonight. We need to prepare a statement for the press. And Veronica. The charges stand. Fraud, embezzlement, child endangerment. She's going to prison, Maya. I'll make sure of it. What if she releases more information, more blackmail material? Then we deal with it, together. No more secrets, no more running. Maya nodded. Together. William picked up the phone and dialed. Robert, it's William. I need you at the penthouse, tonight. Bring everything you have on the Veronica Williams case. We're going public. Hey. He listened for a moment. Yes, I'm sure. My granddaughter and I have decided to tell our story, before the Tribune does it for us. Another pause. How soon can you be here? He hung up. He's on his way. Should be here in an hour. Good. That gives us time to figure out exactly what we want to say. Elena appeared in the doorway. Mr. Crawford, there's something you should see. She held out her phone. The Tribune just posted a preview of tomorrow's story. It's already going viral. William took the phone. Maya read over his shoulder. The headline made her stomach drop. Billionaire's Dark Secret. How William Crawford covered up his son's drug death and paid off dangerous criminals. Under the headline was a photograph. William, 20 years younger, handing an envelope to a man in a dark alley. They have the pictures, William said quietly. That's not all. Elena scrolled down. Look at the comments. Thousands of people were already reacting, calling William a fraud, a criminal, a hypocrite. Maya watched her grandfather's face crumble. This is worse than I expected, he said. It doesn't matter. We knew this was coming. But the pictures, Maya, they make me look guilty, like a mobster making payoffs. Then we explain the context. We tell people why you did what you did. Will they listen? Some will, some won't, but we have to try. William handed the phone back to Elena. Call Derek. I want to know who leaked those photographs. Caruso said he sold them to multiple buyers, but someone fast-tracked this to the Tribune. You think Veronica did it? I think Veronica is desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. His phone rang. He looked at the screen and froze. Who is it? Maya asked. The hospital. My doctor. He answered. Hello. Yes, this is William Crawford. His face changed. All the color drained away. How bad is it? Maya felt fear creeping into her chest. I understand. I'll be there as soon as I can. He hung up. What happened? Maya asked. Veronica. She was in a car accident. About an hour ago. She's in the ICU. Maya's head spun. Is she going to be okay? They don't know. She's unconscious. Multiple injuries. They're not sure she's going to make it through the night. The room fell silent. Everything had just changed again. They arrived at Northwestern Memorial Hospital 40 minutes later. Maya had never felt so conflicted in her life. The woman who had stolen her childhood, who had lied to her for 18 years, who had thrown her out onto the streets, was now fighting for her life. She should feel nothing. She told herself that over and over during the car ride. Veronica didn't deserve her sympathy, didn't deserve her concern, didn't deserve a single tear. But the human heart doesn't follow logic. William spoke to the nurse at the front desk. His voice was calm but strained. Veronica Williams. She was brought in about 2 hours ago. Car accident. The nurse typed something into her computer. Are you family? She's my... William hesitated. She's connected to my family. Her brother was married to my daughter. I'm sorry, sir. ICU visitation is restricted to immediate family only. Her immediate family is my granddaughter. She raised her. The nurse looked at Maya. Is that true? Maya nodded slowly. Yes. She raised me. For 18 years. The nurse's expression softened. I'll see what I can do. Wait here. She disappeared through a set of double doors. William turned to Maya. You don't have to do this. You can wait in the car. I can handle whatever needs to be handled. No, I need to see her. Why, after everything she did to you? Maya couldn't explain it. Not fully. But something was pulling her toward that hospital room. Something that felt like unfinished business. I need to look her in the eyes one more time. I need her to know that she didn't break me. The nurse returned. The doctor will see you now. Follow me. They walked through corridors that smelled of antiseptic and fear, past rooms where machines beeped and families huddled together in grief. A doctor met them outside the ICU. He was in his 50s, with tired eyes that had seen too much death. I'm Dr. Patterson. I understand you're here for Mrs. Williams. How is she? William asked. Critical. She sustained multiple injuries in the accident, broken ribs, collapsed lung, severe head trauma. We've done everything we can, but the next 24 hours will be decisive. Maya felt her stomach drop. Is she conscious? In and out. She's been asking for someone named Maya. Maya's breath caught. She's asking for me. She keeps repeating the name. We weren't sure who it was until now. William looked at Maya. You don't have to go in there. Yes, I do. Dr. Patterson led them through the ICU. Machines hummed. Monitors beeped. The air was thick with tension and grief. They stopped outside a room at the end of the hall. I should warn you. The injuries are severe. She doesn't look like herself. Maya steeled herself. I understand. She pushed open the door. Veronica lay in the hospital bed, connected to tubes and wires. Her face was swollen and bruised. Her arm was in a cast. A bandage wrapped around her head. She looked small, fragile. Nothing like the woman who had stood in William's penthouse just hours ago demanding $5 million. Maya walked slowly to the bedside. Veronica's eyes fluttered open. Maya. Her voice was barely a whisper, broken. I'm here. You came. I don't know why, but I came. Veronica tried to smile, but it turned into a grimace of pain. I didn't think you would, after everything. Neither did I. They sat in silence for a moment. The machines beeped steadily, a constant reminder that life was hanging by a thread. I need to tell you something, Veronica said. You should rest. No, I might not get another chance. She took a ragged breath. I lied to you. About so many things. But there's one lie I need to confess. Maya leaned closer. What lie? Your mother, Denise. Veronica's voice cracked. I told you she was weak. That she couldn't handle losing Marcus. That she died because she wasn't strong enough. I remember. It wasn't true. None of it. Tears leaked from the corners of Veronica's eyes. Your mother was the strongest woman I ever knew. She fought so hard to stay alive. For you. She knew she was dying, but she held on for 3 extra days just to spend more time with you. Maya felt something break inside her. What? The doctors wanted to take you by C-section earlier, said it would be safer. But Denise refused. She wanted to deliver you naturally, wanted to hold you in her arms, wanted to feel you against her chest before she died. You never told me this. I know. I was jealous. So jealous it made me sick. Veronica's breathing became more labored. She had everything. Beauty, brains, a man who worshipped her, and even in death she was still better than me. So I took her baby and made sure you would never know how much she loved you. Maya was crying now, tears streaming down her face. Why would you do that to a child? Because I'm broken, Maya. I've always been broken. Marcus was the only one who saw good in me. When he died, that part of me died too. I became something ugly, something cruel. That doesn't excuse what you did. No, it doesn't. Nothing excuses it. Veronica reached out with her uninjured hand. But I'm sorry. For all of it. For the lies. For the money. For making you feel worthless when you were the most precious thing your mother ever created. Maya looked at that outstretched hand. The hand that had shoved her out the door. The hand that had thrown a photograph at her feet. The hand that had stolen her future. She couldn't take it. I can't forgive you, Aunt Ronnie. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Veronica nodded weakly. I understand. I don't deserve forgiveness. I just needed you to know the truth. About your mother. About how much she loved you. About how hard she fought to bring you into this world. Maya wiped her eyes. Is there anything else? Any other lies you need to confess? Veronica was quiet for a long moment. There's one more thing. Something I never told anyone. What? The accident tonight. It wasn't an accident. Maya froze. What do you mean? Someone ran me off the road. A black SUV, no plates. They were waiting for me when I left your grandfather's building. Who would do that? I don't know, but I have enemies, Maya. I've made deals with dangerous people. Vincent Caruso isn't the only one. Veronica's eyes filled with fear. Someone wanted me dead, and they might come for you too. The door burst open. William rushed in, his face pale. We need to go, now. What's happening? Derek just called. He found out who leaked those photographs to the Tribune. It wasn't Caruso. Then who? A man named Raymond Torres. He's connected to the same people I dealt with after David's death. The loan sharks. The fixers. William's voice was tight with fear. Derek thinks they've been watching our family for years, waiting for the right moment to strike. Why now? Because of the publicity. The Tribune story. It's drawing attention to old business they wanted to stay buried. They're cleaning house, Maya. Getting rid of anyone who knows too much. Maya looked back at Veronica. She said someone ran her off the road, a black SUV. William's face went even paler. They tried to kill her. And if they know she talked to us, then we're next. They ran. Through the hospital corridors, past the nurse's station, into the elevator. William's phone rang. Derek, where are you? He listened, his expression growing darker. How many? A pause. Get here as fast as you can. We're leaving the hospital now. He hung up. What did he say? Maya asked. 2 men have been following us since we left the penthouse. They're in the parking garage right now, waiting. What do? We use the service exit. Derek is sending a car to pick us up on the east side of the building. They emerged from the elevator on the ground floor. William grabbed Maya's hand and pulled her toward a side corridor. This way. Stay close. They moved quickly through the hospital past startled nurses and confused patients. William seemed to know exactly where he was going. How do you know this building? Maya asked. I donated the money to build this wing. I know every exit. They burst through a service door into the cold night air. A black sedan waited at the curb. The back door swung open. Get in! Derek's voice called from inside. They dove into the car. Derek hit the gas before the door was even closed. Are we being followed? William asked. I don't see anyone, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Maya looked out the rear window. The hospital was disappearing into the distance. What's happening? Who are these people? They call themselves the Council, Derek said. A group of fixers, loan sharks, and criminals who work together to handle problems for wealthy clients. Your grandfather used them 20 years ago to deal with David's debts. I thought I was done with them, William said. I paid what I owed. I kept their secrets. That was before the Tribune story, before your family's business became front-page news. They're afraid the attention will expose their operations. So they're trying to silence everyone who knows about them. Veronica was just the first. You're next on their list. William's phone buzzed. A text message from an unknown number. He read it and went pale. "What does it say?" Maya asked. William showed her the screen. "Drop the story. Leave the country, or your granddaughter dies tonight." Maya's blood ran cold. "They're threatening to kill me. They're threatening to kill both of us. So what do we do? Run?" William was quiet for a moment. When he spoke, his voice was steady. "No, we don't run. Not anymore. But they'll kill us." "Maybe. But if we run, they win. They've been controlling my family for 20 years. They used David's addiction to get leverage over me. They probably helped Veronica steal from you. They've been pulling strings from the shadows this whole time. And now you want to fight them. I want to expose them. The Tribune story is already out there. If we add our own testimony, if we tell the world what really happened, the council loses their power. They'll kill us before we can talk. Not if we go public tonight, on live television, with millions of people watching." Derek glanced back. "You're talking about a press conference. I'm talking about going on the 11 o'clock news and telling everything. The council, the payments, David, Veronica, all of it. Once it's out there, killing us won't matter. The information will already be public." "That's insane," Maya said. "It's our only chance. The council operates in shadows. They can't exist in the light. If we expose them, they'll scatter like cockroaches. Or they'll kill us before we get to the studio. That's a risk I'm willing to take, but only if you're with me." Maya looked at her grandfather, at the man who had failed her for 18 years, at the man who was now willing to risk everything to protect her. "I'm with you," she said. Derek made a call. "I need to reach the news director at Channel 7. Tell them William Crawford wants to do a live interview. Tonight. Yes, tonight. Tell them it's about the Tribune story. Tell them he's ready to confess everything." They drove through the streets of Chicago at reckless speed. Maya's heart was pounding. In the last 72 hours, her entire world had been destroyed and rebuilt. She had gone from homeless shelter to billionaire's penthouse, from abandoned orphan to hunted target. And now she was about to go on live television and expose the darkest secrets of her family. "Are you scared?" William asked. "Terrified." "Me too." "Then why are we doing this?" "Because it's the right thing to do. Because I'm tired of living in fear. Because your mother would have wanted me to fight." Maya thought about what Veronica had told her. About Denise fighting to stay alive. About holding on for 3 extra days just to hold her baby. Her mother had been a fighter. Maybe it was time for Maya to be one too. "Grandfather, yes. Thank you. For finding me. For bringing me home. For being willing to risk everything." William reached over and took her hand. "I should have done this 18 years ago. I should have kept my promise to your mother. I should have raised you myself. You're here now, that's what matters." They pulled up to the Channel 7 studio at 10:45. Security guards rushed out to meet them. Derek had called ahead. The station knew something big was happening. Inside, chaos erupted. Producers scrambled. Cameras were repositioned. The evening anchor looked up from her desk with wide eyes. "Mr. Crawford, we weren't expecting you so soon." "I know. I'm sorry for the short notice, but this can't wait. The Tribune story is already everywhere. Everyone wants to know your side. They're about to get it, all of it, including things the Tribune doesn't know." The anchor's eyes lit up. "You're going to give us an exclusive?" "I'm going to tell the truth, on live television, in front of everyone. We go live in 12 minutes. Then we better get ready." They rushed Maya and William to the green room. Makeup artists descended on them. Sound technicians clipped microphones to their clothes. William's phone rang. He looked at the screen and his face went hard. "It's them, the council." "Don't answer it," Derek said. "I have to." He picked up. "This is William Crawford." A voice came through the speaker, cold, mechanical. "Mr. Crawford, we warned you. You chose to ignore that warning. Now your granddaughter pays the price." I'm about to go on live television and expose everything. Kill us, and the whole world knows what you've done. A long pause. You think you can beat us? We've been doing this for 40 years. We've buried senators. We've destroyed judges. One old man and his orphan granddaughter are nothing to us. Then why are you calling? If we're nothing, why bother threatening us? Another pause. Because I want you to understand what's going to happen. You can tell your story tonight. You can expose our names. But we'll still be here tomorrow, and everyone you love will be gone. I don't have anyone left to lose. You already took everything from me. Not everything. You have Maya now, and she's a beautiful girl. It would be a shame if something happened to her. William's hand was shaking. If you touch her, I will spend every penny I have hunting you down. You won't live long enough to spend anything. Goodbye, Mr. Crawford. Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame. The line went dead. William looked at Maya. They're not going to stop. I know. Are you sure you want to do this? More sure than I've ever been about anything. A production assistant appeared at the door. 2 minutes to air. They walked onto the set together. William and Maya side by side, grandfather and granddaughter. Two people who had been strangers 3 days ago, now bound together by blood, by loss, by the fight for their lives. The anchor took her seat across from them. We're going live in 90 seconds. Are you ready? As ready as we'll ever be, William said. Maya took a deep breath. In 90 seconds, the whole world would know her story. The abuse, the theft, the lies, the powerful people who wanted her dead. There was no going back. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. Maya reached for her grandfather's hand. 7, 6, 5. William squeezed back. 4, 3, 2. The red light came on. Good evening. I'm Sarah Chen, and this is a Channel 7 exclusive. Billionaire William Crawford is here tonight to respond to bombshell allegations published earlier today by the Chicago Tribune. Mr. Crawford, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me, Sarah. Let's start with the Tribune story. They allege that 20 years ago, you made payments to known criminals to cover up your son's drug-related death. Is that true? William took a breath. Yes, it's true. And I'm here tonight to tell you everything. Not because I'm proud of what I did, but because there are people out there who want me dead for knowing too much. And if I'm going to die, the world is going to know the truth first. Sarah's eyes widened. Did you say someone wants you dead? Yes, a group called the Council. They're the ones I paid 20 years ago. They're the ones who have been controlling my family ever since. And tonight they tried to kill the woman who raised my granddaughter. Can you prove these allegations? I can, and I will. But first, I want to introduce you to someone. William turned to Maya. This is Maya Crawford, my granddaughter. 3 days ago, I found her living in a homeless shelter on the South Side. For 18 years, I sent $2 million for her care. Every penny was stolen by her guardian, Veronica Williams, who is now in the ICU after being run off the road by the Council. Maya leaned toward the microphone. My name is Maya Crawford. For 18 years, I was told my grandfather hated me, that I killed my mother by being born, that I was worthless. All of it was lies. Lies told to keep me isolated, to keep me from asking questions, to keep me from finding out the truth. And what is the truth? Sarah asked. The truth is that my aunt stole my inheritance. The truth is that powerful people have been manipulating my family for decades. And the truth is that tonight we're taking our power back. The interview continued for 37 minutes. William named names, dates, amounts. He provided documentation that Derek had prepared. Bank records, photographs, recordings. The Council was exposed. Their operations laid bare for all to see. And when it was over, William and Maya walked off the set knowing their lives would never be the same. Derek met them in the hallway. The FBI is already on the phone. They want to talk to you, both of you. Good, William said. It's time for justice. The council won't go quietly. Let them come. We're not hiding anymore. They walked out of the studio into the cold Chicago night. For the first time in 18 years, Maya felt free. The truth was out. The lies were exposed. The monsters were named. Whatever came next, they would face it together, as grandfather and granddaughter, as family. The next 72 hours changed everything. FBI agents arrived at William's penthouse before dawn. They came with questions, documents, and promises of protection. The interview had done exactly what William hoped. The council was exposed. Their names were on every news channel. Their operations were under investigation. But the danger wasn't over. We've arrested 12 members of the organization so far, Agent Victoria Santos told them. But the leadership is still at large. Raymond Torres disappeared an hour after your broadcast. We believe he's fled the country. So he's still out there, Maya said. For now. But we'll find him. Men like Torres always make mistakes eventually. William sat in his chair exhausted. He hadn't slept in 2 days. The adrenaline that had carried him through the interview was fading, leaving behind a bone-deep weariness. What about Veronica? He asked. She's still in critical condition, but she's cooperating with our investigation. She's given us names, dates, bank accounts, everything she knows about the council's operations. She's trying to make a deal, Maya said bitterly. Yes, she's hoping for reduced charges in exchange for her testimony. After everything she did to me, Agent Santos looked at Maya with something like sympathy. I understand your anger, but her testimony is valuable. Without it, we might not be able to bring down the rest of the organization. So she gets away with stealing my childhood? Not entirely. She'll still face charges for fraud and embezzlement, but the sentence will likely be reduced. Maya stood up and walked to the window. The Chicago skyline stretched out before her, glittering in the early morning light. 3 days ago, she had been washing dishes in a homeless shelter. Now, she was standing in a billionaire's penthouse talking to FBI agents about taking down a criminal organization. Her life had become something she couldn't recognize. Maya. William's voice was gentle. I know this isn't the justice you wanted. No, it's not. But Veronica will still pay for what she did. Maybe not as much as she deserves, but she'll pay. Will she? She'll probably get a few years in minimum security. Meanwhile, I spent 18 years thinking I was worthless, thinking my own grandfather hated me, thinking I killed my mother by being born. Those scars don't go away with a prison sentence. No, they don't. Agent Santos stood up. We'll need both of you to come to the field office later today. There are more documents to review, more testimony to give. We'll be there, William said. After the agents left, Maya remained at the window. William came to stand beside her. Talk to me. I don't know what to say. I should feel victorious. We exposed the council. We told the truth. Justice is being served. But I still feel empty, like there's a hole inside me that nothing can fill. William was quiet for a moment. When your mother died, I felt the same way. I thought if I worked hard enough, if I made enough money, if I kept myself busy enough, the hole would close. It didn't. It just got deeper. How did you survive it? I'm not sure I did. I think I just existed, going through the motions, pretending to be alive while something inside me was dead. That sounds terrible. It was. But then 3 days ago I found you, and for the first time in 18 years I felt something other than numbness. Maya looked at him. What did you feel? Hope, fear, love, all the emotions I had been running from. He put his hand on her shoulder. You saved me, Maya. You gave me a reason to fight again. I didn't do anything. You're the one who found me. Finding you was the easy part. The hard part was facing what I had done, acknowledging my failures, accepting that I had broken my promise to your mother. His voice cracked. You could have rejected me. You could have told me to leave you alone. But you didn't. You gave me a chance. Maya felt tears welling up. I gave you a chance because I had nothing else to lose. My whole life I had been waiting for someone to come for me. Someone to tell me I mattered. Someone to prove that I wasn't as worthless as Aunt Ronnie said. You're not worthless. You never were. I know that now. But 18 years of being told otherwise doesn't disappear overnight. No, it doesn't. But we have time. We have the rest of our lives to heal together. Maya turned to face him fully. I want to visit my mother's grave. I've never been there. Aunt Ronnie never took me. We'll go today, after we finish with the FBI. Will you tell me more about her? About what she was like? I'll tell you everything, every story, every memory. She deserves to be remembered. Elena appeared in the doorway. Mr. Crawford? You have a visitor. Who is it? Dr. Patterson from the hospital. He says it's urgent. William and Maya exchanged glances. Send him in. Dr. Patterson looked even more exhausted than when they had seen him at the hospital. His eyes were red-rimmed, his face haggard. Mr. Crawford. Miss Crawford, thank you for seeing me. What's happened? William asked. It's Veronica. She woke up about an hour ago. She's asking to see Maya. Maya felt her stomach drop. Why? She says there's something she needs to tell you, something she didn't get to finish before. I already heard her confession. I don't need to hear any more. She's insistent. She says it's about your mother, something you need to know. Maya looked at William. What do you think? I think you should go. Whatever she has to say, you deserve to hear it. Will you come with me? If you want me to. I do. They drove to the hospital in silence. Maya's mind was racing. What else could Veronica possibly tell her? She had already confessed to the lies about Denise, to the theft, to the cruelty. What more was there? They found Veronica in a private room, now surrounded by monitoring equipment. Her face was still swollen and bruised, but her eyes were alert. 2 FBI agents stood guard outside the door. Maya. Veronica's voice was weak, but clear. You came. The doctor said you had something to tell me. Yes, something I should have told you a long time ago. Maya sat down in the chair beside the bed. William stood behind her, his hand on her shoulder. I'm listening. Veronica took a shaky breath. When your mother died, she left something behind. Not just you. Something else. What are you talking about? Letters. Your mother wrote letters to you. Dozens of them. She wrote them during her pregnancy after Marcus died. She knew she might not survive the birth. She wanted to make sure you would know her. Maya felt the blood drain from her face. Letters. She gave them to me, asked me to give them to you when you were old enough to understand. But you never gave them to me. No, I didn't. Veronica's eyes filled with tears. I read them instead. Every single one. They were beautiful, full of love and hope and dreams for your future. They made me so jealous I couldn't see straight. Where are they now? In a safe deposit box. First National Bank on Michigan Avenue. Box 4471. The key is in my purse in the closet of my hospital room. Maya couldn't breathe. Her mother had written to her, had left words behind, had tried to reach across death to connect with her daughter, and Veronica had hidden them for 18 years. Why are you telling me this now? Because I almost died. Because I realized that some secrets are too heavy to carry to the grave. Veronica reached out her hand. I've done terrible things to you, Maya, things I can never make right. But at least I can give you this, your mother's words, her love, the proof that you were wanted. Maya stood up abruptly. I need to go. Maya, wait. No, I can't be here anymore. I can't look at you. She walked out of the room without looking back. William caught up with her in the hallway. Maya, slow down. She had letters from my mother. For 18 years. She read them. She knew what my mother wanted for me. And she still did what she did. I know. It's unforgivable. I need to get those letters. Right now. We will. But first, take a breath. You're shaking. Maya realized her whole body was trembling. The anger and grief and hope were all mixing together, creating something she couldn't control. My mother wrote to me. She wanted me to know her. She tried to reach me, even though she knew she was dying. She loved you, Maya, more than anything in the world. I need to read those letters. I need to hear her voice. Then let's go. They retrieved the key from Veronica's belongings and drove to the bank. The safe deposit box was small. Inside was a bundle of envelopes tied with a faded ribbon. Maya's hands shook as she picked them up. The envelopes were addressed in elegant handwriting. To my daughter Maya, to be opened when you're ready. There were 47 letters in total, one for each week of Denise's pregnancy after Marcus died, plus a few more written in the hospital during those final 3 days. Maya couldn't open them in the bank. She needed privacy. She needed space. They drove to the cemetery. William led her to Denise's grave. A simple headstone marked with her name, her dates, and the words, "Beloved daughter, mother and friend." Maya knelt on the grass, the bundle of letters in her lap. "Hi, Mom," she whispered. "It's me, Maya, your daughter. I'm sorry it took me so long to find you." She untied the ribbon and opened the first letter. My dearest Maya, if you're reading this, it means I didn't make it. It means I never got to hold you, to watch you grow, to see the woman you would become. But I want you to know something. You were wanted. You were loved. You were the best thing that ever happened to me. Maya's tears fell onto the paper, blurring the ink. She read on. Letter after letter. Week after week. Her mother's voice reaching across 18 years of silence. Denise wrote about her hopes and dreams, about how she imagined Maya's first steps, first words, first day of school. She wrote about Marcus, about their love story, about the life they had planned together. She wrote about William, too. Your grandfather is a complicated man. He's stubborn and proud, and sometimes he lets fear control him. But underneath all that, he has the biggest heart of anyone I know. He's going to struggle after I'm gone. He might push you away. He might make mistakes. But don't give up on him, Maya. He loves you, even if he doesn't always know how to show it. Maya looked up at William, who stood a few feet away, giving her space. She knew, Maya said. She knew you would struggle. She knew you might fail. She knew me better than I knew myself. She asked me not to give up on you. William's eyes filled with tears. Did she? She said you have the biggest heart of anyone she knows, that you love me, even if you don't always know how to show it. William knelt down beside her. She was right, about all of it. I failed you in every way a grandfather can fail, but I never stopped loving you, not for one day. Maya leaned against him. I believe you. They stayed at the cemetery for 2 hours. Maya read every letter. Some were happy, full of jokes and silly predictions about what Maya would be like. Others were sad, written on days when Denise's grief for Marcus overwhelmed her. The final letter was the hardest. Written in the hospital, 3 days after Maya was born, hours before Denise died. My beautiful girl, I got to hold you. I got to see your face. You have your father's eyes and my stubborn chin. You're perfect. You're everything I hoped for. Maya could barely read through her tears. I'm not going to make it, baby. The doctors have tried everything. My body is giving up, but my spirit will never leave you. I'll be there in the sunshine on your face, in the wind through your hair, in every moment of joy and every challenge you overcome. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not enough. You are enough. You are more than enough. You are my miracle. I love you, Maya, Forever and always. Mom. Maya pressed the letter to her chest. I love you too, Mom. I'm sorry I never got to know you, but I feel like I know you now. William put his arm around her. She would be so proud of you. You think so? I know so. You're everything she hoped you would be. Strong, brave, kind, full of fire. I want to be the person she believed I could be. You already are. 2 weeks later, the trial began. Veronica Williams sat in the defendant's chair, her arm still in a cast, her face still bearing the marks of the accident. She had pleaded guilty to fraud and embezzlement in exchange for a reduced sentence. The judge read the charges. The lawyers made their arguments. Witnesses testified about the stolen money, the neglected child, the years of cruelty. Then it was Maya's turn. She walked to the witness stand with her head held high. She had prepared for this moment, had practiced what she would say. But when she sat down and looked at Veronica, all her prepared words disappeared. Miss Crawford, the prosecutor said, can you describe your childhood with the defendant? Maya took a breath. I grew up believing I was worthless, that my grandfather hated me, that I had killed my mother by being born. Every day in 100 small ways, Veronica reinforced those beliefs. She gave me scraps and made me feel guilty for eating them. She dressed me in rags and told me I didn't deserve better. She isolated me from the world so I couldn't ask questions or seek help. And you had no knowledge of the money your grandfather was sending. None. I didn't even know I had a grandfather until 3 weeks ago. Everything I believed about my life was a lie. How has this affected you? Maya was quiet for a moment. I don't trust easily. I second-guess every kind word, wondering if there's a hidden agenda. I have nightmares about being thrown out again, about ending up on the streets. Some mornings I wake up and have to remind myself that I'm safe, that I have a home, that I matter. Is there anything you want to say to the defendant? Maya looked at Veronica. I spent 18 years hating myself because of you. I spent 18 years believing lies you told me. I spent 18 years without my mother's letters because you were too jealous to give them to me. Veronica looked down at the table. But I'm not going to let you define me anymore. I'm not going to let the pain you caused become my whole story. I'm going to honor my mother's memory by becoming the person she believed I could be. I'm going to take the love she left behind and use it to heal. Maya stood up. You stole my past, Veronica. But you don't get my future. That belongs to me. The courtroom was silent. The judge sentenced Veronica to 8 years in federal prison. With good behavior, she would be out in 5. It wasn't enough. It would never be enough. But it was something. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Miss Crawford, how do you feel about the verdict? Miss Crawford, what's next for you? Miss Crawford, do you forgive Veronica Williams? Williams' security team pushed through the crowd, creating a path to the waiting car. Maya paused at the door. I don't forgive her. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I'm choosing to move forward. I'm choosing to live my life instead of being stuck in the past. That's the best revenge I can think of. She got in the car. William followed. You did well in there. I said what I needed to say. Your mother would be proud. Maya smiled slightly. I hope so. 6 months later. Maya walked across the stage at Northwestern University's freshman orientation. She had been accepted on a full scholarship, her application strengthened by an essay that told her story without self-pity or bitterness. William sat in the audience beaming. Mrs. Hayes from Harbor Light Shelter sat beside him. She had become like family in the months since Maya's rescue. Elena was there too. And Derek. And Agent Santos, who had become a friend during the long investigation. After the ceremony, they gathered at William's penthouse for a celebration. To Maya, William said, raising his glass, who survived the impossible and came out stronger. To Maya, everyone echoed. Maya looked around at the faces of the people who had become her family. Not by blood, but by choice. "I want to say something." Everyone fell silent. 6 months ago, I was washing dishes in a homeless shelter, wondering if I would survive the winter. I had no family, no money, no hope. I thought my story was over. She paused. But it wasn't over. It was just beginning. I found my grandfather. I found my mother's letters. I found the truth about who I am and where I come from. She looked at William. I also found something I didn't expect. Forgiveness. Not for Veronica, but for myself. For years, I blamed myself for everything that happened. I thought I deserved to suffer. I thought I was fundamentally broken. But I'm not broken. I'm healing. Every day I heal a little more. Every day I become a little stronger. And every day I get closer to becoming the person my mother believed I could be. William wiped his eyes. I want to thank everyone in this room. Mrs. Hayes for giving me shelter when I had nowhere to go. Elena for making me feel at home. Derek for helping find the truth. Agent Santos for bringing the people who hurt me to justice. She turned to William. And grandfather, for not giving up, for finding me, for keeping your promise, even if it took 18 years. William stood up and hugged her. I love you, Maya. I love you too. The next morning, Maya woke up early. She had a tradition now. Every Sunday she visited her mother's grave. She would read from Denise's letters, tell her about her week, and ask for guidance. This Sunday was different. She had brought something special, a letter of her own. Dear Mom, it's been 6 months since I found your letters. 6 months since I learned the truth about who you were and how much you loved me. I'm starting college next week. Northwestern. Can you believe it? The girl who grew up in a one-bedroom apartment wearing hand-me-downs and eating scraps is going to be a college student. I'm going to study social work. I want to help other kids who went through what I went through. Kids in foster care. Kids who aged out of the system with nothing. Kids who think they're worthless because no one ever told them otherwise. I'm going to tell them what you told me. That they are enough. That they are more than enough. That they are miracles. Maya placed the letter on the headstone. I miss you every day, Mom. But I feel you with me. In the sunshine. In the wind. In every moment of joy. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for fighting to stay alive long enough to hold me. Thank you for leaving your words behind. I'll make you proud, I promise. She kissed her fingers and pressed them to the headstone. Then she stood up and walked back to where William was waiting. Ready? He asked. Ready. They drove back to the city together. Maya watched the Chicago skyline growing larger in the windshield, the same skyline she had seen from the shelter, dreaming of a different life. Now that life was hers. Grandfather. Yes. Do you think Mom knows that we found each other, that we're okay? William smiled. I think she's known all along. I think she's been watching over both of us, waiting for the day we would finally find our way back to each other. I like that idea. Me too. They drove in comfortable silence. Maya thought about everything she had been through. The shelter, the discovery, the betrayal, the trial, the healing. It had been the hardest 6 months of her life, but also the most transformative. She had lost 18 years, but she had gained something more valuable. A family, a purpose, a future, and letters from a mother who had loved her more than life itself. Some stories end in tragedy. Some end in triumph. Some end somewhere in between. Maya's story was just beginning. But she knew one thing for certain. She was no longer the girl who washed dishes for her next meal, no longer the orphan who thought she was worthless, no longer the victim of someone else's cruelty. She was Maya Crawford, granddaughter of William, daughter of Denise and Marcus, survivor, fighter, future social worker, and nobody would ever make her feel worthless again. The shelter had fallen silent when William asked about the missing $2 million. But Maya's voice would never be silenced again. She had found her family. She had found her truth. She had found herself. And that was worth more than any amount of money. Because in the end, the money was never what mattered. What mattered was being seen, being loved, being given the chance to become who she was always meant to be. Maya had all of that now, and she would never let it go.